For Hearts to pull the champions back. But for Rangers, victory at Tynecastle would mean a huge step towards yet another title. The teams had met 3 times already this season, with first blood going to Hearts.
Play by Gary Mackay. Early shot, the ball's in the net, a sensational goal for Hearts. It's back. David Robertson, very tight play. Oh, it's a lovely touch from McCoy. It's a terrific goal for Rangers. And McCoy is back with a bang. Out Rangers coming forward. Gary Stevens. And the ball into the back of the net. Ali McCoy's there. Rangers again. Ali McCoy. Keatley leaving it. Mikhailichenko.
So Rangers had the edge on previous meetings this season, but they were anxious to play down the importance of this game. This, they claimed, was not a league decider. But Hearts fans knew that if the gap at the top opened any wider, it would be a massive blow to the championship dreams. So the stage was set for what was being hailed as the most important game of the season so far. The commentator from a packed Tynecastle stadium is Jock Brown.
And that team list shows that the Hearts manager Joe Jordan has kept faith with George Wright after last week's goalless draw at Love Street in the Cup. And that means Gary Mackay, despite being fully fit, has to be content with a place on the bench. And with Ian Baird suspended after last week's ordering off, Ian Ferguson gets the chance to start a match for Hearts, but only the 3rd time following his £100,000 transfer from Raith Rovers in October. Although he's been a regular on the bench, he's already scored a couple of goals. Mark Hateley is here, but not quite fit enough to take his place in the Rangers 13. Ian Ferguson too is out with an ankle injury, but that's a familiar, settled-looking lineup, with the exception of Paul Rideout, who's starting only his 3rd match after his £500,000 transfer from Notts County, and he's looking for his first goal in Rangers colours. And the referee this afternoon, fittingly, for one of the season's crunch matches, is one of our top officials, Jim McCluskey from Stewarton. 8 years a Grade 1 official, and he handled last season's Skull Cup final between Celtic and Rangers. A capacity all-ticket crowd generating a tremendous amount of tension in the air. And one of the key elements of the match may well be the way in which the sets of players cope with the circumstances. A real crunch match in this season's league race. Hearts trying to impress early on in view of their difficult times in the last 3 matches. 2 straight defeats in the league, and then that 0-0 draw in the cup, and there's John Brown going crunching in behind Scott Crabb. Well, the free kick's been given, but John Brown, one of the players who is liable to react to tension and to an electric atmosphere like this. And we'll see this again. It really is a fierce challenge by Brown. He appeared to be coming in very heavily behind Crabb. Well, John Brown has made an immediate impact on the proceedings. And now Rangers have to defend this set piece. Hearts have pushed the big men forward. McPherson and Levine are all in the box. Ian Ferguson also was there, beaten to that by Spackman. Mikhailichenko helped it on. Robertson's pace enough to get there ahead of Ian Ferguson. That's a very good challenge by the young Hearts striker. And the ball has gone for a corner kick to Hearts. Well, great credit there due to Ian Ferguson for determination and skill. But it's earned his team a corner kick. A chance to keep the play deep inside the Rangers half. Tosh McKinley coming across to take an in-swinger. The near post ball helped on McPherson. A great header by Levine, and Gorham was in just the right place for Rangers. What a fine save that was by the Rangers goalkeeper. A beautifully worked corner kick. Look at McPherson's contribution. In came Levine. It was a powerful header, but Gorham kept calm. McKinley's header. Here's Miller, caught by McCall. Not quite what McPherson intended. Ian Ferguson trying to make that into a better ball. That's good play again. He's brought down heavily by Robertson. Well, that's a fair degree of respect being shown for Ian Ferguson. There was a blatant foul this by David Robertson after Ferguson got the better of Spackman. So the free kick to be taken by Derek Ferguson. Right to the far post it goes. Scott Crabb was there. Gordon happy to come off his line and protect his goal. 4 matches in a row he's gone without losing a goal. The last time he picked the ball out of the net was on New Year's Day against Celtic. Hearts defence pushing up. Ray Morrison from Carluke, the Grade 1 official, who's on the line this afternoon, signals the offside. Ian Ferguson's header cleared by Brown. From McCoist, but right out too remote to take advantage of that. Goff doing well against Ferguson. Free kick for the challenge on Stuart McCall. Well, he's having a contest with John Miller in the midfield. Derek Ferguson and Spackman in direct opposition also. Central midfield players for each side. Right out getting it well, but he couldn't direct the header. Well, our supporters are warming to this young man. He's had a fine match so far. An ambitious pass there, cut off well by Mikhailchenko, and Ferguson wouldn't be denied. Oh, what an excellent opening to the match this young man has had. Replacing Ian Baird up front. He's been the pick of the Hearts players so far, showing not only skill and touch, but also tremendous determination like this to win possession back from Mikhailchenko, then driving forward, looking for the shooting chance as Gorham cut down the angle. Good control again from the Rangers striker. Mikhailchenko picks out Stevens. Ian Ferguson doing well again defensively. That's for Dale Gordon. He's offside. Must have been very close indeed. Well, bearing in mind the fact that In Line is now onside, Dale Gordon must have been fractionally off when that ball arrived. McKinley trying the early ball inside, looking there for Robertson. The ball sends it out, the layoff from right out, but a little bit of a misunderstanding there. This is McKinley. Perhaps giving that straight to Spackman. Flattened it well on Gordon. Here's David Robertson. That's a fine pass. Good play by Gordon. This is for Robertson, promising for Rangers. A chance for McCoist. Well, undoubtedly the best chance Rangers have had in the match so far, and it was superbly engineered from deep inside their own half, where David Robertson played a key role. Oh, what a fine move this was. Look at the part played by Dale Gordon here, taking possession, then taking himself away from Derek Ferguson. David Robertson continued the run. Now this was a fine chance for Ali McCoist on the run, and he failed to make contact. Crabb tried to help that on to McKinley. Stevens to Brown. Now David Robertson. McLaren doing well against McCoist. Good play from right out once more. There's Mikhalichenko. Chested on there by right out. Gordon couldn't get on the end of it. Stevens and Robertson clash in the air. Still Rangers have possession though. Boyce helping out on, looking for right out. Very difficult, of course, to forge a new understanding, striking partnership. Well, Scott Crabb is the victim again. He's been in the wars all right. This time it was the Soviet international Mikhalichenko who got him down. Well, it's a very clumsy challenge, to be kind, there for Mikhalichenko. Sean Robertson caught offside as the ball was lofted in by George Wright. Ryan Cassidy, linesman. George Wright waiting for that. Right out didn't. The referee's given the free kick. Challenge on right out. Very good on both sides, right out. Two-footed player. Now the throw indicated again by referee McCluskey. There's Gordon and McCoist stabbing at that shot. The briefest glimpse of the ball. Still no serious work in the match for Henry Smith in the Hearts goal. Slice clearance by Goff. Breaks kindly for Rangers. Right out, back to Mikhalichenko. There's Spackman. Away from Derek Ferguson. Good play by Spackman. Powering his way forward. The pass intended for McCoist. Well, Rangers undoubtedly now looking much more comfortable than they were in the opening 10 minutes or so. Getting some driving inspiration from Spackman and McCall in midfield. Well, it was great play there by McCall. The whistle had gone swiftly after the first foul by Miller. Rather obvious, that pass intended for Stevens. Good play there by Miller. Ferguson to Miller again. Anticipation of Goff. Won it back for Rangers, and down goes McCall. So Rangers have the free kick. Goff playing it forward, right out of the target. Referee waves play on. Crabb looking for the free kick after the collision with Brown. The referee deciding 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. McKinley played it up the line, but couldn't keep it in play. Well, the referee explaining to John Mills a second ago that Brown was a victim of a little lean in by Crabb. That's why he wasn't prepared to give a free kick either way. And the ball slipping there from Stevens for the throw. Turned away there by Stevens. The tackling is getting tougher. Being played in real cup tie spirit now. Joe Jordan on his feet there in the dugout, Hearts manager. Only tackled swiftly there by Gordon. Good tackle by Goff. A hopeful one by Gordon. Far too far ahead of Rideout. Well, the noise here at the moment coming from the Hearts supporters, giving some additional inspiration to their team. There's certainly no questioning the Hearts players' commitment to this battle. It's been matched though by Rangers, and a clear impression is developing that the first goal could be absolutely vital. Back from Robertson, very composed at the back for Rangers. Levine judged that well. An upward ball from Andy Gorham. Space now for Derek Ferguson. Wright made a good angle. Goff getting in across the bows of Ian Ferguson. This is McCoist. Spackman closed down by McLaren. It's a good pass from Robertson. Here's McCoist. His marker McLaren's out of things for the moment. Get back off McPherson. There's McCall. Stevens looking for Gordon. He's being marked very closely by Dave McPherson, and Gordon appeared to catch Henry Smith there. Dave McPherson is incensed about that. The keeper's in trouble. McPherson has a few words for Dale Gordon, and suddenly things getting fiery again. Henry Smith the victim. Still McPherson's having words with Dale Gordon. Here's Henry Smith. Well, a little gratuitous flick there by Dale Gordon towards Henry Smith. Henry Smith resumes, still looking somewhat groggy. Well, won again by Ian Ferguson. Here's John Miller. Miller still striding into the penalty area, stopped in his tracks by Brown. Good retaliatory play by Hearts. So Dave McPherson on the near post, a regular target. Didn't quite reach him, that one from Derek Ferguson. Right out back, helping in defence. McLaren playing it across. Played in well by Derek Ferguson. Here's Mikhalichenko, holding off Wright. Spackman now comes powering forward on the left. Right out makes a good run. Dave McPherson has come all the way back to make that excellent tackle. Well, right out had some cause for optimism there as the ball came forward, reckoning without the pace of McPherson. Here's John Robertson. Spackman. David Robertson wasn't picked up making that run. Well, the pass played too firmly by Spackman, otherwise Robertson would have been in a very dangerous position. Dave McPherson wins it. There's Derek Ferguson. It was deflected for the corner. Wow, frustration there for Derek Ferguson against his former club. How he would have enjoyed finding it out there. He hasn't scored all season, and that was a fine opportunity created by the aerial power of McPherson. So Tosh McKinley will take the corner kick. Ian Ferguson couldn't reach it. Rideout's back defending. Every Rangers player back inside the box. Done away by Mikhalichenko. Well, yet another corner kick to Hearts. Well, will the pressure pay off? McPherson did well again. It's off the line by Gordon. Well, Rangers finding great difficulty with these near post corner kicks. The tall figure of Dave McPherson causing them all sorts of problems. Ferguson. Derek Ferguson. And referee Jim McCluskey doesn't add on perhaps as much time as he could have done for the damage inflicted on Henry Smith on the forehead there. It's a little bit of damage where he caught the studs of Dale Gordon midway through the first half. But it's been very tough, very competitive, but the match is extremely evenly balanced at this stage. It's Hearts 0, Rangers 0. Hearts trailing in the league at this stage by 2 points and a much inferior goal difference. On the other side, I wonder whether I have to think about victory this afternoon, and I wonder if that may produce another whirlwind start in the second half, just as they did in the first. There's John Robertson going through the middle. Gary Stevens keeping his eye on the ball. Fouled by the Hearts striker. Stevens, cool and experienced, doing well there as John Robertson put pressure on the Rangers defence. So a draw for Rangers would certainly not be a disaster here, and Hearts really have to be thinking in terms of finding a way. Get the ball past Andy Goram. There's Paul Ryder with a great effort, and brilliantly saved by Smith. Top class goalkeeping by Henry Smith. He's been in that kind of form throughout the season so far. Great play by Rangers. Spackman driving forward. The dummy from McCoy's kept space there for Paul Rideout. That looked to be going in until that magnificent save from Smith. Gordon with the corner kick. Henry Smith again, a very comfortable catch once more from the Hearts keeper. Well, any lingering doubts about the effect of that face knock he took in the first half from Dale Gordon, removed by that save. David Robertson couldn't quite get there in time. Now Paul Ryder looked on there with disbelief when Henry Smith pulled off that save. He clearly believed Ryder that he'd opened his Rangers account. The Hearts have the throw. Derek Ferguson's header. There's Wright. Looking for Ian Ferguson. John Brown wins it. Dumps the ball to safety. Brown still doing a marking job on Ferguson. Goff has lost his footing there. There's John Robertson. Ian Stuart McCall was back to defend. Stevens also right in the heart of the defence. Bad challenge there by Spackman on Levine. Well, Spackman clearly thinks Levine made a lot of that, but he certainly appeared to be caught as he stepped inside, clutching that right ankle. Headed on there by McCoist. Levine stopping the ball, stepping away from Spackman. Then he was caught. All right. Spackman's protests perhaps not entirely justified in the evidence of that replay. Right out, playing it through for McCoist. McLaren is there for Hearts. Hustled into the error though by McCoist. Nigel Spackman is doing a lot of talking in that Rangers midfield, trying to regroup and organise things. As Gorham concedes the throw, taken quickly to George Wright by Ferguson. With Robertson. Stuart McCall's clearance picked up by Derek Ferguson. Here's Dale Gordon. Tried to figure a run being made belatedly by Paul Rideout. McPherson pushing towards the halfway line with his defence. Well taken down by Ian Ferguson. This is McLaren. Now Miller. Stopped by McCall. Spackman finds Gordon. Throwing too much of that to Levine. Now referee McCluskey requiring to be extremely alert. So much going on out there. Little niggles developing. Here's Dale Gordon, stopped by McKinley. Now Brown. Well, he's had some problems this afternoon with his distribution. Certainly defended in his normal resolute fashion, Brown, but he's had difficulty picking out teammates with his passing. Josh McKinley, number 3 for Hearts. Good play by Crabb and by Robertson. Looking up for support in the middle. Across the far side it goes, and a fine header by Ian Ferguson. That was good play by Hearts, right back to the best with that move. Ian Ferguson had played out of luck in the end, but it was Robertson and Crabb who opened up the Rangers' defence. Ian Ferguson's height getting into that ball, but once again Gorham was well positioned. Derek Ferguson playing it across. Here's George Wright. Ferguson again. Eased out of that by Brown. Strength. John Miller laying it down there for Wright, then for Crabb. Here's Derek Ferguson. Crabb turning neatly, tackled well though by Robertson. McLaren winning that from McCoist, but a little bit of illegal elbow work to give him the advantage. That's why it's a free kick to Rangers. Hearts have sent their substitutes out to warm up. We have Gary Mackay and Graham Hogg on the bench. And down goes Spackman, caught by Derek Ferguson. The referee content simply to give the free kick, believing there was no malice in the tackle by Ferguson. Spackman certainly is none the worse. McPherson got the slightest of touches on that. Here's Dale Gordon. Neat play again, driving it in for right out, and it wouldn't run for Rangers. Well, Dale Gordon, a little bit of magic setting up right out. Robertson is offside. He's very upset, but I'm afraid he has no complaint there. It looked from this position, which was bang in line, as though the linesman was absolutely right. The Ranger defence certainly pushed forward to leave him isolated. Plenty of time there for McPherson. Well, Ian Ferguson thought clearly that John Robertson was much further forward. Well, both benches no doubt contemplating what kind of change might influence the game adequately their way. Still no sign of a substitute coming on. McKinley takes that away from Dale Gordon. It's picked up again by Spackman. Well, good tidying up work in midfield from Nigel Spackman. A few words there with Dale Gordon. Handball by McKinley. Cole wanted to take that quickly, but Dale Gordon again wasn't responding to his instruction. Stevens. Wright playing it on, and Robertson is caught offside. That must have been a very tight decision indeed. Robertson clearly believes that he was inside his own half, and I must confess, on the naked eye, that appeared to have some merit, that view. He would have been in the clear too, but the linesman, Ray Morrison, on the far side, had to flag up instantly. There's Mikhailchenko! It's off the top of the bar. Oh, what an incredible strike by Mikhailchenko. Hearts player still perhaps upset about that offside decision. And Mikhailchenko taking this on the drop with his left foot. Henry Smith didn't know a great deal about that. What a fine effort. Spikeman's header. Levin goes charging in behind Rideout. Well, he's telling the referee that he won the ball, but at the cost of going through Paul Rideout. So free kick it is to Rangers. John Brown fights it in, looking for Rideout. Challenged well by Levine. Spikeman on the run, good play, stopped by Ian Ferguson. Back from McCoist to Mikhailchenko. David Robertson. Met there by McLaren. Good concerted pressure this though from Rangers. Rideout helps it on. There's Gordon, back to McCoist! The goal's been coming, and it's supplied once again by Ali McCoist. The long throw caused the problem. Look at Rideout's part in this. He does well, heading it on there, and then Dale Gordon spots McCoist, tees it up for him with that header, and look at this for a blistering volley, which left Smith completely helpless. Goal number 26 of the season for Ali McCoist. And the Rangers legions there behind Henry Smith celebrating, clearly now believing that the championship was well within their grasp. And the McCoist, once again, having had a very quiet match so far, pops up after 66 minutes of the match and gives Rangers the lead. Well, Hearts now have it all to do. They'll have to draw on all their reserves of character and courage if they're going to turn this around. So 3/4 of the match gone now. The singing coming to the Rangers' end. Well, the McCoy is producing a real spectacular there to make these supporters very happy indeed. What a goal it was. Header on there from Ferguson. Here's Crabb. So the throw to be taken now by George Wright. Hearts will want to come back very swiftly indeed. Dave McPherson up at the near post, jostling for position. Well, he appeared to be buffeted there, Dave McPherson. He's complaining bitterly about that, and I think he has a case. He appeared to be being barred there from both sides as that throw came in. Referee McCluskey saw nothing amiss, but I thought he had a case there, Dave McPherson. Played in by McKinley. David Robertson gets up well. Mikhailchenko having to lash the ball out. Once again the flag is up. It's Dave McPherson this time, who's caught out. And the stand-side linesman there, Ray Morrison, certainly upsetting these Hearts supporters. Rideout judged that well, going up just a fraction early to get an edge on Levine. Dale Gordon back into the path of Gary Stevens. Ferguson on to Crabb. There's Robertson. Stepping inside Gough. There's Crabb again. Tackled by Spackman. Corner kick to Hearts. So some discussions going on among the Rangers defenders. 20 minutes left for Hearts to save the match and perhaps the title race. Headed away there by Gough. Wright lofts it in. Mikalichenko withstanding appeals for handball. Quite correctly, I reckon. The referee not interested in that, and the throw goes to Rangers. The Rangers bench becoming animated there. David Odds and Archie Knox gesticulating furiously from the bench. David Odds coming down now. Played forward by Mikalichenko. Lots of time though for McPherson. Robertson's clearance. McLaren standing his ground well against McCoist. Levine's header. There's John Miller beaten to the ball by Rideout. Miller winning that from Gordon. Ferguson to Crabb. It's Miller. Doing well in a very tight corner there. Crabb playing it forward for Ferguson. Across goes Brown. An awkward landing there for Ian Ferguson. The referee has given a free kick against Brown. Well, Brown very upset about that. Clearly believes he won the ball fair and square, and well, we'll see if this replay bears him out. There's Ian Ferguson getting to the ball. In comes John Brown. There didn't appear to be anything wrong with that from this angle. The referee, of course, seeing it from a different position. Thought that Brown was guilty of a foul. So here's Derek Ferguson with Tosh McKinley. An attempt there to surprise Andy Gorham, I think. Well, he's not so easy to surprise these days, having a very good spell of form. Heading, he hopes, for his 5th shutout in a row. Back it goes from Tosh McKinley. Levine with a long throw back. There's activity on the Rangers bench. It looks as though they're going to make a change. Gary McSwigan getting instructions there from his manager Walter Smith. And I wonder if the Rangers management considers that Paul Rideout has done enough. We'll see in a moment. Damage there in Levine's face. That'll be because they're hold up. So too, though, will be the alteration being made. It's Dale Gordon who's being withdrawn. Well, Rangers manager Walter Smith clearly wants to have Rideout play the full 90 minutes. He certainly has played very well indeed. Gordon's had a quieter match, so he goes off, and the replacement is Gary McSwigan. He's been on the bench now for the 6th time this season for Rangers. Hasn't started a match. And we're very anxious to make an impression in these closing stages. Headed on there by McPherson. There's McCoist back in defence. John Miller finding McKinley. Goff diving bravely. There's Miller. So the clearance there from Brown, hurried and inaccurate. So a throw it is to Hearts. Derek Ferguson met by Spackman. There's Spackman again. Into the path of Stuart McCall it goes. This is for Mikhalichenko. Rangers now in the counter-attack, sending players forward. McCall looking there for McCoist. Upraised right boot by Stevens. Dangerous play, giving the free kick to Hearts. Robertson was the victim. So McSwigan has gone straight into the position vacated by Dale Gordon, wide on the right. McLaren's free kick. One inside the area there by Goff. Mikhalichenko to Spackman. Rangers now in the break. Spackman looks up for support. McCoist is there all right. McSwigan arriving late. He looks for the ball right to the far side. Here's McSwigan. Well, he made it round up very quickly indeed, the Rangers youngster. Couldn't quite find space for the shot. There's Goff. That was for Rideout. Well, eased away from the ball there by Levine. Rideout with some damage there on his neck. Looks as though he's some blood staining in that area, perhaps a scratch. Goff's header, there's McCoist. Well, the strictest interpretation of the FIFA rules, referee Jim McCluskey should really be insisting, I suppose, that Paul Rideout's blood is removed from his neck. Certainly no flow of blood, it's a stain rather than that, but the referee has certainly satisfied himself that all is well. Again. Spackman. And Derek Ferguson forced to run the ball out for the throw to Rangers. Well, inside the closing 10 minutes, and it looks as though Rangers have a grip on the match now. Hearts running out of ideas, it would appear. In the attacking sense, as Stephen sends over the cross, there's McCoist. It was just out of reach. He peeled off his marker, McCoist, to find that extra space. But the pass delivered is a shade too long for him. Good full stretch here, McCoist, to try to get on the end of that. Well, perhaps it was within range, but a very difficult opportunity. There's Ferguson on to Crabbe. A real glimpse of goal there for Scott Crabbe. And he tried to steer that into the top corner. The chance was set up by Ian Ferguson's aerial power, getting in there ahead of John Brown to nudge that on. Crabbe taking the ball over his shoulder. It's a very difficult one to receive, and slicing the ball slightly, enough to take it wide of goal. Just a couple of minutes remaining, plus injury time. Rangers fans beginning the singing again. Up goes Goff. Forward by Levine. Mikhalichenko. Misjudged in the air by Miller. Well, not certainly what Spackman intended. Stevens. Had life made easier for him by Andy Gorham, who came wide to receive the pass back. Swiggins header, but McCoist clearly didn't seem to believe he would get to that. Thurston to Mackay. Well intercepted by Brown. Mikhalichenko to McCall. Here's McSwigan. McCoist out wide to the right. That's It's from Mikhalichenko. Pulling it back from McCoist. And he couldn't turn it into the empty goal. I don't think McCoist could believe that Mikhalichenko could get to that. Well, the goal was gaping there for McCoist. Big swing in with a pass. It looked as though McPherson had things under control with the strength of Mikhalichenko. And the break of the ball ran kindly for him. He's away from Henry Smith. That just needed a touch, and McCoist couldn't supply it. And McCoist quite content to thump that ball out. It's a throw to Hearts. The referee checking his watch carefully, and there goes the final whistle. Rangers have won this crucial match by a goal of real quality from Ali McCoist. It was after a good spell of attacking pressure from Rangers that a goal was produced. A combination of David Robertson's throw, Paul Rideout's head flick, Dale Gordon setting up work, and the explosive finish from McCoist, enough to separate the teams and win the match for Rangers. It's a match which over the piece I reckon they just about deserved to win. They were comfortable in front, and Hearts in the end ran out of attacking ideas. It's Rangers who go further ahead at the top of the league. Hearts 0, Rangers 1.
Well, 2 crucial points for Rangers, and while it's worth remembering that they were 7 points ahead of the field last season and only won the title on the very last day, I wonder who'd bet against them now. And the goal-scoring machine called Ali McCoist just goes on and on. Yesterday's goal was special in many ways. It took Ali's total this season to 26 and his Premier League total to 169, a new post-war league record previously held by Celtic's Bobby Lennox. Well, after the break, we hear from Rangers boss Walter Smith and take in the best of the action from Fir Park. It's Motherwell against Hibs. Well, Rangers manager Walter Smith is entitled to be a very happy man this weekend. And when the dust had settled at Tynecastle, he spoke to Jock Brown.
I felt our second half performance maybe just put us the edge to win the match. The first half I felt Hearts were the better side and looked a team that was more likely to win the game. And the second half I thought probably it was us. Allowing for the fact that we did manage to get a few breakaways after going out there and win the lead, which you would always expect to do.
What was the problem in the first half as you saw it?
I don't really know. I mean, we just never seemed to get into the game. Hearts looked far keener than us. Whether psychologically our own players thought that nothing each year would be a good result, keeping them 2 points in front of the league championship. Not losing the game was the most vital thing. But I felt that we were always sitting in a situation where we were likely to lose 1-0 rather than go on, and I felt they had to do a bit more. And to be fair to them, they did do.
Did you feel at any stage before the game that you'd have taken a draw?
You would obviously have been happy with a draw, keeping you 2 points in front, but I felt that we have to be positive. I like to think that we are in every match that we play, in home or away. I think our number of away victories this season have shown that. We don't sit back and hope and to get anything on the break. We try and come out and play. I felt we didn't do that in the first half.
Now, Ali McCoist produced goal number 26. I gather your view is somewhat obscure, is that right?
Yeah, I came down to the dugout at the time, and when you were telling me there what a good goal it was, I thought it looked rather scrappy one, but it looked a great finish. But it looked rather scrappy before then, but if it was as good a move as you say, I look forward to seeing it.
Paul Rideout's performance, did that give you some special pleasure?
Yeah, I think so. He's a good professional. We've always had that here. And people like Kevin Finkel and Mark Falkers and people like that have always come in and done a job for us. And I think he showed today that it would be a good acquisition for us.
I know you won't accept the league has been won this afternoon, but with a 4-point cushion, do you think the type of football you're able to play may change? Will there be more football available because there really are cup ties and contests all the time at the moment?
Well, I think that they'll stay like that for a little while. The clubs have got a lot to play for just now, European place. We'll have other clubs battling against relegation. I don't think they'll change that much right at the present because there's nothing particularly settled. And with the pitches the way they are at present, they're a little bit bumpy. It's maybe more difficult to play the football that we would like to play. But we have to go on, and if we continue to get the results